What's good, y'all? We back with it for another amazing video. Things that I wish that I knew before I got into the real world. Nobody really prepares you for what the real world is truly like. You spend years in school thinking life just gonna fall into place once you graduate. But here's the truth. Adulthood hits a little different. In today's video, I'm sharing the raw lessons I wish someone would have told me before I stepped into the real world. So let's get into it. Adulthood is not about having everything figured out. It's learning how to figure it out one step at a time. I thought that making more money would make me feel more secure. What I didn't realize, it's not about how much you make. It's about how you manage it, budgeting, saving, building credit, investing. These things don't teach itself. And if you don't get intentional early on, your lifestyle will start to rob you of your peace. Start tracking your spendings now. Learn about credit, Roth IRAs, and emergency funds before you're forced to. Life has no set timeline. We are all on our own pace. We are all on our own journey. We all have our own stories that have been written for us or that we're writing for ourselves. Don't feel rushed to do something, right? Just because that person has attained this level of success that you perceive as a level of success at that age does not mean that that was the story that was written out for you. A lot of times we become impatient with the process, and when we are impatient with the process, we don't allow whatever you believe. I believe God. We don't allow God enough time to really be able to shape us. Everything that God is putting us through is shaping us for who He wants us to be. Every difficult task He put us through is to equip us with the resources, the knowledge, and the abilities to be able to handle the blessings that God is going to give us. So don't feel rushed at anything, right? Everybody is still figuring it out. You think everybody else got it figured out? No. A lot of us don't have it figured out. I don't got it all figured out. I have an idea of where I want to be 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, but it's not all figured out. My plans are not even written in stone. My goals aren't even written in stone, right? Every few months, I got to reevaluate. There's new things. I'm a new person. I've learned new things. I have new skills. I have a new focus, right? And I understand that. And it's a limitation, but at the end of the day, it's about trial and error. It's about trying new things over and over again and experimenting. Right now is our time to experiment, right? We got our young adult lives to be able to take these risks and do big things, but we have to do it. We have to get out of our comfort zone because right now is the time to do so. If you want to do great things, you got to get out of your comfort zone now. Being able to manage your money, budgeting early, and building credit early. At 18 years old, I started to invest in stocks, invest in gold, and I started to invest in change. Also, I was building my credit at that time as well. So I opened up a Stash account. You can download Stash on the App Store. You pay like $3 a month and you have portfolios that you can invest in on there. And over time, I built up a portfolio of around $1,500 and it rose to about $1,850. So I made like $350 on my stocks in the course of 2 years when I had to sell them, because I went through a rough spot. And when I went through a rough spot, if I didn't have my stocks to sell, I could have been homeless, right? These are things that could have happened to me if I didn't have the right systems, the right savings, the right things set in stone. My change, I saved up $1,000 worth of change. When I got paid, I used to go to the bank and I used to get rolls of quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies, and I used to take them home. Over time, you keep stacking them up. You got $1,000 in change, and I was able to cash that in when I went broke. Credit. I was able to utilize my credit when I went broke. I'm not gonna tell you how old I am. I'm 20-some years old. I've been working on my credit for a few years, and I already built up $55,000 worth of credit. When I went broke, I had to use my credit. When I went broke, if I did not have $1,000 in change saved up, $2,000 in stocks, and my money in credit, I would not be where I'm at today. I would not be where I'm at today if I didn't have that to fall back on when I needed it. And you never know what's going to happen. Even though I was young, making a lot of money, had a lot of money. That can go, and then when it goes, your momentum goes, man. And then it's about budgeting early, right? So really, it's not about how much you make, but how much can you save? Can you save 50%? Can you save 20%? Can you save 5%, right? How much can you save? Because if you can see how much you could save per month, per year, then you can start weighing your options and see, okay, I could open up this business. I could buy this when this comes, right? You could really open up your options, but it's about sacrifice early on. If you live a life where you spend 90% of your income, save 10% of your income for 20 years, from 20 to 40, and you enjoy life, it's great. It's great, but you're still going to work for the rest of your life. I would rather live a life where I can work really, really, really hard, invest, manage my money really, really wisely for about 5 to 10 years, so then I can get an opportunity to where I do not have to work a 9 to 5 to eat. I do not have to work a 9 to 5 for deodorant. I want the financial freedom to be able to have the necessities that I need, but also to be able to do what I need and really want to do, and to be able to do my passion on a day-by-day basis without having to worry of money in our mind, because we do. And a lot of times when we have money on our mind, it takes away from us. It takes away from us as people. It takes away from us as passionate individuals trying to accomplish things, because we're so focused on the dollar amount and how much we have to make. Because if I don't make this dollar amount, I'm out on the street. Right? If I don't make this dollar amount, I don't eat dinner. You got to take care of your mental health too. When we're younger, we don't notice the mental health issues that we may have. You can slide through grade school with ADHD, anxiety, autism. You can slide through grade school with some of these. Not all autism, but you can slide through grade school with some of these. When you get to college, when you get to real life, these are when these challenges really start to show. These are when they really start to take an effect. These are when they really start to affect you on a day-by-day basis. I see a lot of individuals who are emotionally unstable as they get older, and it's just because of all these things that are building up, these unaddressed traumas that we keep bottled in, these emotions that we never process, right? And when you don't talk to people about these, when you don't process your feelings, when you just keep going, moving day by day, letting this stuff build up over time, over years, it's going to take a big toll on your mental. And this is why you really have to take breaks and try your best to avoid that burnout, right? Which I got videos on those, so you guys can check those out as well. Great bangers. But for the purpose of this video, take breaks from social media to help your mental health, right? That comparison kills joy. It does. Comparison is the thief of joy. When you're comparing yourself to other individuals and the things that they've accomplished, comparing them to yourself, it can start to take a toll on your confidence, right? It can make you feel like you are not doing enough, but you are. Everybody has our own path. Everybody has our own pace, and you got to embrace that. Talking to people, seeing a therapist for a little bit are necessities. I think everybody should do at least one point in their life. Massages. I think everybody should do massages multiple times a year. I mean, really monthly. I think massages should be monthly for everybody. These things to be able to kind of relax our body, take breaks from things, yoga, meditation, those types of things are needed, right? So making sure that you invest in your mental health. I'm not going to get too deep into it because I do got other videos on this. Building skills, not just resumes. With the way the degree system is, with the way everything's built, you having these things to show on a resume is more important than skills, sometimes. It's not really, but it's perceived that way because you have a big resume with all these degrees and things like that, but you don't actually have these skills like communication skills, time management skills, problem solving skills, but you got all the degrees and certifications. It really don't play out, right? Your skills and what you can do is really way more important than what you got to show for it, that resume. It's just our minds are programmed to believe that resume is more important because it does. It does serve when you have a degree versus someone who knows how it's just, it kind of sucks, but it's just how our world is nowadays. So you'll outgrow people, and that's okay. You're going to have many individuals who enter your life who are here to serve a purpose in that time, but maybe are not here for the long term, right? They've served their purpose and they've left, and you have to accept that. Not everybody that you meet is going to be your forever friend, right? Someone that you're always close with, right? And that's just how it is. You outgrow people, you outgrow friends, you outgrow relationships, and it just happens at times, But also being able to process those things, really just analyze these situations. Does this person serve me? Do they not? And sometimes you'll just eventually see that maybe your relationship with someone, maybe your friendship with someone is just not beneficial to you. And at that point, you can choose to slowly outgrow them, right? And it's okay. That's just how it is, right? You want to make space for others who align with who you're becoming. You are who you hang around. You are the 5 people you around. And your time, your attention, your focus is very limited. We got 24 hours in a day. I don't know if you guys know, but 6 months goes by quick. We don't have time to be around those who don't serve us. We need to be around those who align with who we want to be and where we want to be. so we can get there quicker. You learn more from your failures than your wins. Your failures are really what makes you. Your failures make or break you. You can either learn from your failures, or you can let your failures take away your confidence. And when you let your failures dwindle your confidence, each mistake is a lesson. You're growing from it. You're just learning how to do it better the next time. You're just learning what not to do and what to do, right? We're improving. Every loss is an improvement, right? That's why I take a loss like, oh yes, you want to fall at all joy when you get these challenges, when you get these losses, because you got better, you improved, and now you know what to do. So now adjust with that feedback. Rest is productive. I am also making a video on this because I also have a video dropping on this. Is very, very, very crucial, because we all need to learn to rest without guilt. Take breaks, right? We pack up our schedules. Where on our schedule do we have meditation? Where on our schedule do we have processing feelings? Where on our schedule do we have lay down? Where on our schedule is taking deep breaths? Rest leads to recovery, clarity, and better decisions. It is productive when we are resting, because we are giving our bodies, we are giving our minds, we are giving ourselves time to rest, so we can come back 100%. Because at some point, you can't keep running without charging your battery. You gotta charge your battery at some point. And I'd rather run on 100 than run on yellow and red all day. You're allowed to redefine success to what success means for you. Success is not $1 million and financial freedom and everything else that everybody wants to tell you, right? Success is how you define it. Success is different. Build a life you want, not what others expect. Success could be being a teacher for 20 years and being able to empower, influence, educate students who are developing into young leaders into the world. That could be success to you. Success could be opening up a law firm, being able to open up your own law firm after years of hard work, school, experience, difficult times, failures, financial problems, but fighting through all that to finally open up your own law firm. That is success. You define it. You define what your version of success is, right? I feel I am successful. I am successful right now as I am. I'm going to where I want to be, and I'm in a great position in life. I haven't accomplished not 0.01% of the things I want to accomplish on this world. I'm just getting started, but I'm successful as is, and I'm going to carry that mindset. Overall, it's okay to not have the answers. We all don't. But you need to be able to just sit down and process who you are, to think about who you are, to pull out a sheet of paper and write down the things that you enjoy, write down the things that you want to accomplish, write down the things that make you you, write down the people who mean the most to you in your life, right? And create a plan off of that. Be able to break everything down and be like, okay, this is what I need to do. Boom, 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 boom. Making short-term goals, long-term goals. Having these plans, having these systems set in place where this portion of the day I'm focusing on this goal, this portion of the day I'm focusing on this goal, non-negotiable. Every single day I'm doing what I need to do to make sure that I'm getting to that goal. Whether it is rest, right? Rest is productive, like I say, so don't be afraid to fill in rest in that schedule. So take your time, stay curious, ask for help, get a mentor. Get a mentor who's in a position in which you would want to be in, right? Either in the same work field, either in the same similar religion, either in just a set of life that you would want to be in. Make sure that you reach out and can obtain a mentor, because a mentor can walk you through what to do, and they can empower you to make that first move. And what easier is it to learn from someone who's already failed, to be able to learn from their mistakes, right? You got to make your own mistakes, but you're going to be able to learn from them. And also, it's just a whole lot easier to jump off and get something started when you have someone who's already done it, because you know if they've done it, you could do it. You're just getting started. Enjoy the journey. We got a lot left. We young, we passionate, we motivated, and we got a lot of time left. We don't got to rush this. We got some time. So make sure that we're just doing what we need to do, right? Make sure that we're not wasting time, but also don't rush yourself. You don't want to be in that state. You just want to sit, relax, and enjoy it, and make sure that we're doing whatever we can to become the most successful individuals that we can. If you were just stepping into adulthood, or even if you're already deep into it, remember this: there's no blueprint, just lessons. And every day, you get to write your own. If this video hits home, make sure to like, comment your favorite thing about the video, and subscribe for even more real talk every week. Let's grow together. And I think We're out.